I feel like now I've spent so long around people from like Wolverhampton and Tamworth and the Black Country, and now I'm just I've absorbed all of the
Is
accents.
it fading off a little bit?
No, like, the poshness?
The
No,
poshness.
the poshness is near enough gone.
Are you posh in
real life?
Are you a real life posh person? Have we got a real life posh person?
A real life posh. I just told you when I grew, we were playing show jumping. Yeah. You should definitely wear trousers. No, yeah. I don't think I'm very posh. My mum, I've got like the mix
Between a
posh mum and a
castle.
yeah.
Well spoken.
We've only got a small castle.
We've got one moat around it.
Listen, the West Wing really needs
The daddy's helicopter gets us out of trouble. Hello, welcome.
Hi,
Construction Sport podcast.
Spout.
It's Construction Sport.
Sport. I love it. It's my first time in proper Essex.
Is it? This is beyond Sugar Hut. You've become even further out now.
Yeah, I've done like that's been my line, and now it's a lovely. It's really
cool,
nice,
isn't it? Everybody compliments our podcast town.
I really like it.
We don't even have a train station.
Oh, do you not?
No, I live 5 minutes up the road. We don't have lampposts.
Wow. I like that there's a lot of thatched houses coming in.
Yeah, a few thatched houses. We've got old churches. We've got a history out there.
Yeah, I nearly stopped at a church on the way.
Did you?
Because it was just so pretty.
You light a candle?
No, not to go in. Yeah, before I saw you, I thought, right, I'm going to absolve all my sins before I go and see Steve because I don't know what he's going to do. No, I just love, I'm a bit of a history buff. I enjoy a bit of
church
history.
Outside. And Brett Smith, our resident American guest that come in, he come over. He said, Steve, let's meet for a coffee in London. I said, well, while you're here from the States, why don't you come to where we are, a couple of hours out? I'll pick you up and I'll take you to the church where George Washington's great-great-granddad is buried.
Ooh.
Lawrence Washington. Yeah, there's a big window. Yeah, it's never stopped. It's across the road. It's there. You can see it out of our office.
Fab.
When we'll go outside, I'll show you over there. Yeah,
I want a history tour.
Yep. The other one that looks like a church, I noticed this morning when I was on my new treadmill in the gym. What's opposite it? We've got a new gym here as well.
Nice.
What looks like a church today is actually just a library, Thomas Plume Library. See that? Oh, yeah. That's not even a church. It looks like a church.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of history.
Yeah.
So, thanks for coming over. I say coming down. Technically,
yeah.
How is life on the tools? What is your for the people who don't know you, the very few? What is your job title on the tools? So,
and I've gone like people have been asking me recently as well. Like they're like, they're trying to match up names. So I basically like tried to do a soft launch. I've gone back to my maiden name. We won't talk about it. We might, but I've gone back to my old name. But I kind of did.
Did I just announce you as your old name?
I don't know. No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, cool.
But I'd sort of done like a mix. So I'm Alice Lester, which feels retro. Alice Lester. You may have known me as Alice Brooks. One and the same. I'm the brand and PR manager at OnTheTools. Technically, they call me the senior brand and PR manager, but I don't. That just makes me feel old.
Senior, and all going well. World on the tools. OTT.
Yeah. Do you know what? OnTheTools is just like, it's such a fun office place to be. But it's one of those places where I feel like you can see change being made. And I feel like every single day, like we meet more incredible people and in this role, the kind of amount of tradespeople who just blow me away with what they do.
Yep.
That's just, it makes, even when you're having one of those like boring desk days, that just...
Yeah,
lights it up. So
doesn't take much to light it all up again.
No, yeah, exactly.
Everyone good back at base?
Yeah, all good.
Happy days.
Back in the Midlands.
Back in the Midlands. We'll be coming. I'm going down there again soon, actually. Someone mentioned it, but we obviously have the awards coming up.
We do.
That's not long away.
The OnTheTools awards are back.
What is the date?
The date is the 30th of October this year.
Oh, that is not far away.
Do you feel like time is accelerating at a rapid pace? And I was like, I know as you get older, things are meant to get quicker. But I just feel like the last couple of years
absolutely
have
bonkers.
Just gone so quickly. I can't keep up.
I feel like when you're at school, you can measure the years quite easily because the years you go up in it. When you get to like adult serious life, it just all blends into one. Before you know it, you're 30 years, 20 years since you left school and thinking, what is going on?
It's terrifying.
It's crazy. But the awards have come back around.
Yeah.
Different venue this year.
It's a new venue. Again, we're just, we're kind of just over the pond. So anyone who came last year, we were kind of at the Hilton.
At the Hilton.
At the Hilton. And this year we're over the pond, literally, but not all the way in America.
Across the moat.
Across the moat. And we're at the Vox. So it's at Resorts World at the Vox. It's going to be so good. The venue is really cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
Same size in terms of capacity of people come into play?
Yeah, so we're going to have about 550 people this year, which is always so much fun trying to get everyone's dietary requirements for 550 people.
We best start recruiting our table actually then.
Yeah,
there's a table down there.
But it's going to be a great event. I'm really excited, and I think the best thing about the awards is that actually the whole night is just purely to celebrate tradespeople. And you say that like it's one of those things that punctuates my years, right?
Yeah.
Because it's such a big process. I don't think people realize how long it is. Like we start as soon as the awards are done, we're into the next ones because there's just so much logistics. Especially, we've got more nominations than ever before this year. And
really? It's gone right up,
so we start like collecting nominations, in springtime. Give people a chance to get their nominations in to nominate themselves, and we get hundreds and hundreds. And then obviously have to sort through all of them. We've got like over 5 rounds of judging this time, with over 20 judges from across the industry. Yeah, to keep it all really fair.
That's a tough gig in itself, isn't it?
Do you know what?
I just say that when it comes to these award things, and you do it a very different way to the rest of this industry, because I think most of the industry, in terms of awards nights, just accepts the biggest check and then that project wins it. Whereas the trades world on the tool is done differently, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and I think people love to think things are unfair, right? If it doesn't favour them. So there's always going to be people who say like, oh, this is bias or whatever. And when you're in it and you're like, do you know how hard it is to get over 20 people to agree on one thing? And we have to get so many people to submit their scores. And we've done it all anonymously this year. So we have like conversations, we have like multiple judging sessions for the different categories. And then people, so you can hear what people have to say. We have all of the scores submitted because we don't want people to feel like they have to give a score based on what someone said. So yeah, we try really hard to make it fair, and it's not led
You're
by...
never going to please everyone. People, big audience are very 100%. Opinionated, aren't they? Yeah,
so it's not just like the sponsor being able to say, I want this person. It's not, somebody's mate going, I want that person. There's multiple scores for every single category. So yeah, fight me. If you think it's unfair, fight me. Could you hear we talked about my Brummy accent earlier. It comes out then. Yeah. I'm like,
there you go. We found
I don't condone any violence, really. But,
good stuff. And the sponsors are coming forward for it, aren't they? I see a few sponsors coming forward for the old award tonight. A few people coming forward. Yeah,
we've got some incredible people on board, and we've had people who've supported year after year now, and we're so appreciative. But also, there's space this year to have because we've got a couple new categories as well, which is exciting.
Tell me, which ones are they?
So we've got like Sustainability Hero.
Yeah,
that's exciting. So they're sponsored by Baxi, and
Banksy.
Not by Banks. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I know who Banksy is, and he's sponsoring the OnTheTools.
As he graffitis on all the walls. Sustainability. Baxi
boilers.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, so that means Baxi is sponsoring.
Amazing.
Sustainability Hero. Yeah. So we've got like people like CT1 who are doing Content Creator of the Year. Cool. That's a big one, and that's the first year as well that we had. Content Creator. So it's like Content Creator and Influencer, and it's the first year we've had public votes put in, like an actual in-person boxes too. Yeah. So we took like boxes to install a show, fix fairs, loads of different events, and have people like posting them in. Yeah. Sorting through those.
Superb.
Some of them were just rude.
Immature construction workers, immature trades.
No, it's all good, but yeah.
Good stuff. That'd be cool then.
We've got over 18 categories this year.
I think you have to bring them. Not that we're a charity, so we'll sit separate to it, but you need to do a podcast of the year. There's quite a lot of
Podcasts,
pods now there, isn't there?
Yeah. That's a good idea, to be fair. Podcast.
We'll sponsor it. We'll
You
take that
should
one.
put yourself in as content creator.
It's not about us, Alice.
Just put yourself in as man of the year.
Man of the year.
Trade. Wait, hang on. Hold it. Rewind. Put yourself in as the person of the year. Because trades person of the year.
Trades.
Well, do you
I'm
call
not
yourself a
trade.
trade?
No, I don't. And I've had this with Lee. I've had this with someone the other day. Ground workers aren't trades,
Do you not think?
in my views.
Do you think a mechanic's a trade?
Yeah.
I do too. But
Yeah.
people really don't like that.
My definition of it is you've got to go to college and qualify, then become it to be a trade.
Ooh. So painter and decorator.
Yeah, trade.
Is a trade.
Yeah, they do courses,
Okay.
college courses.
They do.
Whether you go that way or not, but they do.
Yeah.
But you always have the people learning the job, aren't you? Technically, not qualified.
Do you feel like there should be more courses for ground workers? Because actually, it's a lot of skill to it.
Whilst
still.
everyone's fanning about earning no money, the ground workers just get to work and earn. So that's quite cool. We don't
Yeah,
have the
maybe.
biggest money, but there's loads of hours to do because every highways sector needs it. All the railway industry need ground workers. Every point of construction needs ground workers in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
And there's from the start with the first one's on the job, with the last one's off. Half of us can drive machines, half of us done with dump trucks, multi-skilled.
That's what I mean. It's a big
But
responsibility.
there's no you just go to work and dig a hole and then you learn from there, really.
Yeah.
But then you go, I've actually been speaking to a sports construction based company at the moment. It was quite interesting. And they do a lot of football stadiums and pitches and all that kind of stuff. Really cool company. And it is all the same. It's just, so you have a sub base, like the hardcore, what you have under the or type one, however you do it, and then you have your utilities where your cables go, and that pretty much reflects across all sectors in a way. So when you get a drawing out, you can kind of identify what looks like by the basics. So no, I don't see, but people do, and I understand why you do, and everyone does. But yeah, in my head, it's just like we're not quite warranted. I'm always like,
really?
yeah.
That is, yeah. I feel like I have heard you say this before, but
I think it's worth a vote on the tools that when they get across your
yeah,
socials.
We'll
to
put
the
it
masses.
on after this. We'll put a question on. And I'll say
Some people actually say
ground
roofers
workers
are.
trades.
There's an argument with roofers as well, isn't it? 'Cause I think roofing's not really a college course one, is it? I don't think.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
Mind you, yeah. The old debate around colleges is a whole new topic as well.
I was going to say we'll get, definitely. And I think again, it's one of those where I think you never want the boring side, but I think that the good thing about college courses or anything where you need like a bit of upskilling with any trade, it's for me it's just the safety part of it as well. Like I mean, the roofers, oh my gosh, running around like at height.
Yeah, it's
the one that freaks me out the most.
That's the reason why I'm a ground worker.
Well, do you know though, ground workers were one of the big reasons for the inception of the OnTheTools awards, because it's one of those things, and whether it's a trade or not,
laid the foundations for that as well.
Exactly, because whether it's a trade or not, it's one that there's not a lot of recognition. You know, it's that kind of, you get on, everything's done, people start building on top of your work, but it's crucial.
Yeah.
And actually what we wanted was everybody from every kind of, well, you know, every different trade discipline and every stage of a project to have like a bit of recognition and to feel like actually
we appreciated.
You appreciate it because you take it for granted, right? Until you're like with a tradesperson, until you're like friends with a tradesperson, or you like marry one or whatever, and you kind of like hear that, oh, I worked on that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that building there did this, that, and the other. And you actually, it's like we just take for granted all of the buildings that we live in, all of the buildings that we work in, all of the cool things that we see. And actually, it's like that is literally ground up because of tradespeople. And you know, there's just not enough appreciation. That's one of my biggest bugbears, and it's the thing that I think I'm, in my role, most passionate about changing.
And COVID even showed it, didn't it? Because everyone else, disrespect, but some people could work from home. A lot of people were furloughed, couldn't do anything. We just got given a sheet of paper that said, you got the right to work now, because we were critical workers. We were in the highway sector.
Yeah. It's like they pick and choose, don't they?
Yeah.
Now you're important.
Now we know you haven't got a backbone or a HR department. We'll put you out there. You can crack on. But we was not moaning. We had 20 of us around a 6-man container, their welfare unit. Completely wrong. If it actually was a lethal disease out there, but I know it was in some. There's a whole new grey area of actually how bad it was and how bad it wasn't. But
no comment.
we won't go into the politics next. There was obviously a lot of people affected, but we had welfare cabin for 5 or 6 people, and we had 20 people around it, and it was just, that was us. But we just told to crack on. But we knew if we didn't crack on, we didn't get paid, and we had bills to pay. We didn't. People get, we just get, we go, you can sign on or get furloughed. It just doesn't work for us. I think we were actually worse off by going that way. So we had to just crack on through it. Really, I was cleaning toilets actually.
Oh, really?
On the A12, for 8 weeks, pretty much. Yeah, COVID cleaning them because there wasn't much to do. And the site did remain open, and I didn't care. We got paid still, so you just crack on, don't you?
But that's the thing, isn't it? I think it's like there's always that expectation that tradespeople will just be quite resilient and keep going, and just be like, yeah, okay, actually no, we need you, and we need you to keep going. We need you to keep all our infrastructure running. But actually, once you've done it, there's not, it's just like a jog on.
And it would be very much impossible because the industry couldn't, and there'd be so many people affected by not getting paid. But if every construction worker just downed the tools for a day and just said no, until something gets done, like how long could the industry, like how long could the world survive in terms of a train breaks down? Okay, the lads ain't going out there to repair. Like even from the electricians and mechanics, all the engineers and all that.
Yeah.
If they stopped, and
bathrooms flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to say, even if a collision on the motorway and then a tarmac's damaged, but then they realise, no, everyone's on strike.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
M6 is shut.
There's no and when's it opening? Oh, no, everyone's on strike.
Yeah,
and they've got to wait till the strikes to finish. It'd be madness, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It would be. It would be. And I think that, one of the big things with Project 7K, the Lost City.
Yeah, let's get onto it. Project 7K.
I mean,
the Lost City.
Because it all comes back to that. You've got the negative perception of tradespeople, because ultimately tradespeople do so much for everybody in the country, and no one gives a shit. No one cares. People look down on tradespeople, especially a couple of years back, if you said to somebody, do you want your child to be a tradesperson? They'd be like, well, no, I want them to
get a real job.
It's that kind of, it's the threat as well at schools. If you don't work hard and get your GCSEs, you're going to end up on a building site. Yeah. So no one tells you how much more you might make on that building site.
It might have been referenced on the podcast, but I won't say it because just in case he doesn't want to go out there. But we had a guest on, and he even mentioned it. I can't remember if it was off camera or not now. And he said that they went to a big construction project, got the school tied in with it, took all the kids to this school, showed them this amazing project, got back on the bus, and the teacher's like, there you go, kids. If you don't concentrate at school, you'll end up somewhere like this. It's just like, and the project's just like put this coach on for them and everything. And they were just like, the teachers just absolutely annihilated them.
Yeah.
But, and this is the thing. And people don't realise there's some opportunities to be made of it, really, isn't there?
Yeah, and I think actually there needs to be more understanding in schools. So actually, I used to be a teacher.
Did you?
I used to be an English
Why do I suddenly
teacher.
feel like, oh, shit, this is going to go wrong? I'm concentrating.
Yeah, no,
What did you teach?
Yeah, English.
English,
yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Secondary schools, yeah.
A secondary school. What age group? Anything in particular? Or was that a bit of everything?
All of it, from year 7 till year 13. Yeah, I did.
Savage world.
It's hard because especially with English being compulsory, trying to get teenagers to engage with romantic poetry when it is, everything got shunted down, right? So I could moan about the politics of education all day long. I won't, because it's going to bore everybody. But one of the problems is that you get these people who went to really posh schools and really posh universities, and they remember the classics and what they did, and they sort of almost like forget at what age they did them, so it gets shunted down. So trying to get a 16-year-old to engage with quite complex language in romantic poetry, it's not easy. Like, that's the sort of thing I did then at uni, where it's like trying to give somebody a love or a passion for a subject. It goes the wrong way about it. But when I was a teacher, that was the exact thing. Like, there was no career guidance for children to kind of have those different abilities. And I when I actually went to school, I went to a girls' school, which people always go, oh, that makes sense. Like, I'm like, hold up. What do you mean that makes sense? So I don't know what energy I give off, but apparently it's girls' school energy. Yeah. But I went to a girls' school. I actually really liked it. I mean, less distractions. But when I was there, a girl I was really good friends with said, like, in genuine seriousness, I want to be a bricklayer. That's what I want to do.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And everyone in the class was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, and the teacher laughed, and it's that that is so like that. You know, it wasn't. It was a while ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Don't look at my wrinkles. Don't zoom in. But that's the attitude that, you know, one, if you're quite intelligent, you wouldn't go into the trade. Two, if you're a female, then it's not for you. It's literally, to that teacher, it was laughable. But if you knew that actually it could make money, you could have a really fulfilling career. Because for people like me as well, oh my gosh, I think you're the same, right? We couldn't sit at a desk for that long. We would lose our heads. I like, people laugh at me in the office because if I sit at the desk too long, they're like, oh my gosh, you look like I'll fiddle with everything. I'll pick at things. I'll struggle. I need to like be moving and get out, and trades are perfect for that. They give you
the energy.
100%.
And it's literally, I can't concentrate. I could never concentrate in a classroom. I wasn't naughty. I never got suspended or expelled or anything, but I was a pretty pain in the arse for most teachers.
I bet you got a lot of detentions.
I did actually. Yeah,
did you talk back a lot?
I found a big stash of them about a few years ago when my mum and dad moved out their house. They immigrated. I found a stash of them behind the radiator. I was stashing away. I got a few detentions, but most of them was because I just didn't concentrate. I didn't do homework and all that. And I was like, I didn't know what to do with my homework because I didn't concentrate in the classroom.
I could see you arguing back with teachers. You're the kind of kid though, I feel like, because I quite liked not naughty kids, but you know, when kids have got a bit of like spark and energy, like if they're, it's always nice, if they're all doing what they're told, but you know, the ones who've got a bit of like back and forth, they weren't my I
still speak to I can get 3 or 4 teachers I still speak to now.
Yeah.
On like a friendship basis, really.
And
in their classrooms, I was a nightmare. They'd kick me out. And I'd be removed from the class and all that. But I was never horrible about it. You know what I mean? I was never. I just couldn't concentrate. And I always felt sad for myself looking back when you think understanding a bit of mental health and well-being, should we say? And now that identifying the traits in education and who's academic and who's not. Big word that, saying that. Academic. That's spell it. When you look back on yourself all those years ago, I think, fuck, it's a pain in the arse. But I was like, well, it just wasn't my environment. And if you're being forced into an environment was not your environment day in, day out. And me and Katie spoke about last week, actually, what we can do let's look at a group of kids who we can try and help in certain schools around our area. And just go in there and go, look, we don't want the ones who are clever and have qualified for a bit of attention. We want the ones who are a little bit of a pain in the arse, who recognising themselves who I am really, and go, look, let's find them a way. Let's go take them out for a big trek. And I
love that. And I think like we've spoken about this a few times and we'll get onto this because I think we'll come back into Project 7K and the kind of some of the movement stuff, because you know, I know from my point of view, again being quite similar, I think like movement and exercise genuinely saved me and my mental health a lot. But one thing like with kids like that, I think, and by the way, I think academic children should be encouraged into construction too, because massively. That's the thing. Like, it's not just the hands-on stuff. There's so many really complex.
There's a skill for everyone. Yeah. Sorry, there's a place for everyone with every skill, isn't there?
100%. But for those kids who are less academically inclined, I couldn't say it then. Academically inclined.
Oh, she topped it. Another word, double-barreled it.
But they shouldn't then just be sat in a college, because this is the thing. Now kids have to be in college till they're 18.
Yep.
They are sort of in the same predicament. So even if they're going into a sort of construction-related discipline, it's like, okay, well, you're still being sat down. And I was talking to, it was Tim Balkan actually from CITB. I had a chat with him. We had like a bit of an interview, and he said he talked to a kid who was learning to be, I think it was like an electrician. I can't remember the trade. No, it was scaffolder.
Yep.
And they were like sat and they had to do maths questions, but it was like, if you had 2 eggs and then you went to the shop and you bought 4 more eggs and you did this and that and the other, and it was like all around like baking and stuff. And it's like, if you're in a specific construction college or you're in a construction course.
Talk about Mary Berry.
Well, like, why are you on about baking? Just make it related to the discipline. If somebody's chosen that discipline and they are there to learn about it, you know, because
you finish at work at 2:00. Do you go for 2 beers, 3 beers, or 4 beers? You're going to get their attention.
Yeah. Well, I think like.
I talk about what else, but.
You know, I just think there needs to be a complete revision.
Brand of it all. All the brand. Yes, literally the revision of it all, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, just generally, I could go into that,
but when you even look at it,
generally.
And I've had this working with recently, brought this up a few times. When you get spoken to a bricklayer and you actually ask some things about what you class as basic maths and some general, they're fucking wizards, some of them. And even, I know John Houlihan said otherwise, but the scaffolders as well, when you're working out all this stuff, because they're not just putting a brick building in a perfect square all the time. There's angles. And I noticed when we do the footings, and then they'd have to work out 90 degrees off the wall and come out and do it exactly without a set. And this is probably a little bit more, in that trades world, is more full credit to all of them. Because even as a ground worker, I can set up a laser level and this kind of stuff, but I haven't really done it much. And the reason why is because I've been, spoiled in a way. But in my world of highways and rail work and heavy infrastructure, you have setting out engineers with you. You get a setting out geek that gets given to you who's come out of uni. He's normally he's normally like very fresh out of uni sometimes.
Or she,
so you can manipulate, or she, sorry.
Yeah.
But in my terms, they were always a he, and we would manipulate them as much as we can to get okay, no, this needs to be done. And it was literally these but when you go back into the smaller jobs, these guys, all these calculations, they have to work them out themselves. And there's obviously a big risk with that, but they're wizards.
It's like applied, isn't it? And you talk about like the angles and things for scaffold. It's like, if you call it, well, let's look at Pythagoras' theorem and la 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 la. It's different. But if you're talking about it in relation to how it's going to apply to your job, and you give it real world context, it's going to mean something. It's going to be, they're going to get better at it. It's actually going to help. So it's just that kind of repositioning of the education around it, really.
And with it, one thing I've seen recently, we'll come on to. We'll come back to Project 7K because there's loads to be spoken on them. But I went to an event recently, and so did you.
Oh yeah.
And it showed what can be done when people love an industry, love a trade, and they pump their lives and souls into it. Super Trowel.
Yeah.
When you've got 7, 8 year, 9-year-old kids asking for photos with their heroes,
bricklayers,
who are bricklayers, you know you're doing something right, isn't it? Yeah. And that's what I just thought. And in my heart of hearts, I looked at it, and the three boys obviously run it. An incredible...
lovely team.
Yeah, and this is the thing. You normally have a twat in every group, don't you? But they're pretty decent blokes.
They really are.
They need to recruit a twat.
Always like a...
Got a job.
It's just one of those where there is always... You tend to have if there's a team, there's always, like that kind of real... The one you kind of would avoid. If someone messaged you and you get that little like, oh no, that little dread to... Yeah. Every single one of them, really, really lovely. And all of them have time for you.
Yeah, 100%. We've got a podcast to come in and they said, I want to come back in and do a few things. But in my head, it's like the construction industry from above our levels should hold its head in shame to see that these guys are giving their life and soul, and they're not even invested into what these guys are doing. They're like grassroots stuff. And that show, it's not an exhibition, it's actually everybody come on. It's a competition, and there's a little bit of exhibition theme to a few bits. Yeah. But they are, it's probably the only, apart Vertical Days is a good crack because heavy plant and machinery, I get that. But in terms of going to an indoor show, that thing knocks the socks off everything for me. It's excitement. So Katie come for, she done an exhibition before, loved it, was literally buzzing. Yeah. And it was just such a good crack. And I just think the industry, 600 million or whatever they're pumping into this industry, they need to pump it into events like that where they can just blow that up, mass scale.
Bring school, that's it. And
bring the schools, bring the colleges, whatever it is, to show that this is it.
Yeah, especially, like I went on with... So digging with Dave Vickers. I'm going to do a shout out because again...
He's coming down. He's going to come down. He's going to,
he's an amazing guy. And again, when we talk about passion for the industry and the sort of people we need to be putting in front of young kids to try and actually solve the skills gap, which is just honestly terrifying when you start looking at the numbers. Yeah. And we talk about strikes and the fact that actually if your roads can't get fixed, your hospitals lose power, your house gets flooded. And we need people to be able to have the skills to solve those things. Dave, oh my gosh, he's great. And actually being able to sit on a digger and have a go, and it's it's only a bit of fun in that sense, but actually that anyone can do it.
Oh, the energy he comes with though, the way he puts across. The boys said to me, we watched him for doing it before I had a go, and And there's like, he's the ultimate game show host. Isn't he? Like, his accent, his accent fits it perfectly, and his energy about him was great. And then we said that tongue in cheek, then turned on Instagram the day after, flicked on it, and he's literally on ITV. I thought it's made for him. I've got a lot of time for him. Yeah, what a nice bloke. And but this is like how. And I suppose you guys are big in that community. You realise this community of good people is promoting them as much as we can to inspire the next generation, really, isn't it? All these houses we think we're building in X amount of time, and we've just had one.
There's 1 million new homes.
Well, look at Rose Builders around our way. It's back in the news again last week about the fact I think health and safety have put more fines into them. But they killed a guy 3 months ago. And I'm not sure I couldn't read clearly if the report of health and safety executives gone back onto site and now said they're still not up to scratch, even post this failure. But I know firsthand because we worked on one of the jobs, it's not good. But by having a shortage of labour puts more demand on everybody else running the jobs, what means ultimately more pressure on fucking everyone. And it'll kill many more people by pushing it, won't it? Because let's get as much as we can. And that housing world is like a different kettle of fish.
Yeah, it's, blood from a stone, basically. It's like a kind of, they will take everything they can. And then, we do a program, and it's in quite good like fun, called Snag Finders on the tools. And it's the guys who do it are really funny. You should give it a watch if you haven't. But they look at new builds and they look at all of the problems, and some of them are just, they've literally just been, you can tell they've just been thrown up. And that's not on the tradespeople, because then people are cowboys, but the pressure
100%
on those sites that people are under, it's wild. Like, and like you say, it's a pressure cooker at the moment, because it's always the people at the bottom who suffer.
Well, I see a few things. I think a few of the lads at Super Trowel mentioned it about with the new housing, especially. It's not about doing lovely, pretty brickwork. It's just get it up and do it within the remit they want. Do it to the standards that the builder's pushing, and give it to them like that. And if you want decent brickwork, that's where you go to the smaller projects where you can literally spend time on it. But you guys obviously done all the production side of Super Trowel, wasn't it? I think technically your role in it, this was the big.
Yeah, we did like the live broadcast and things. We were running around doing it with the presenters. Super Trowel, like the energy of Super Trowel, if you weren't there, like it's just such a, it feels like a really positive event. And actually, like the like you say, in a world where it's all about speed and it's not so much about quality, it's really good to see that they hold such high standards.
Now, after all the controversy this year, I think it'll only go back to even better one next year, won't it? Really?
Yeah, I think so. And I think because it's regardless of controversy, I think it's good that it's being looked at, and it's good to get people getting excited about someone laying a wall. For them to have done that, it's a belter.
And I've personally seen it, being a bit of a hound on LinkedIn, or always there.
You love a bit of LinkedIn.
I do like a bit of LinkedIn. Not many people were speaking about it beforehand, and it wasn't really in that kind of LinkedIn world. There was a bit of PR going around it, shed loads of it as soon as that event finished, because of the controversy. But whatever you think of it, it is what it is. The judges held their own, and rightly so. I think that was fantastic. The judges come forward and said that this is what we've done, this is what it was for. And that's all you want from me. So back yourself. Don't you can't lean over and say we did something wrong, or you've got to back yourself. And fair play. But because of that, the PR that I saw of it get across LinkedIn, everyone's going, where was this? And everyone's crying out, if you haven't been, go. It's amazing. And I think that's absolutely worked wonders for them. All that,
definitely.
Turning the negatives to positives.
Yeah, definitely. So I've had a massive LinkedIn break, and then I did a post like going, I've had a break, I'm back, and I was on it for about
detox.
I didn't say that, but I just was like, do you know what? I think with the amount of things we've been talking about mental health wise on the tools, it's like sometimes you have to put your money where your mouth is. And I was like, I know I need a break from some of this at some point. And I was like, I'm going to have a bit of a step back. And I'm not the most avid poster. There's people who are on it constantly. But just some of the toxicity of the messages that I got, and just you kind of become a bit obsessed with it. I felt like I needed to step back from it, because we talk about the great things in this industry, but also I think just sometimes the competitiveness or the kind of almost willing people to
Oh,
fail.
it's British. That's exactly what it is. Let's tell you people, if anyone in a decent position there, let's do everything we can to annihilate them and bring them down.
Yeah, it's like they say, don't they? Feel like if like in America or somewhere,
in
if
Australia,
you saw someone come up in a drive up in a Lamborghini, you'd be like, oh my God, where did you get that car? That was you can't have that. But you would be, you'd just be like, yeah.
Where did you get that car?
Where did you get that? But it's like, where did you get that? That's amazing.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like,
how can I
do that?
Yeah.
And it's that kind of, if you hear, it's like,
hope he wraps it around a tree.
You'd be like, what a show off twat. Who does he think he is driving around in that? What an ego. What are they compensating for? So it's just that difference, isn't there?
We had it, and it's proven, because we had someone the other week who said about that crowdfunding, Stephen, you get crowdfunding in America and Australia because they'll throw money for the subject we're on. And I said, well, in the UK, I said, they won't put a penny. The bankers up there won't put a penny towards it. But apparently other countries actually care.
They care.
So, like when you're getting hounded for things, like you say, when everyone just wants the best.
Yeah, and it's
a
like,
sticky world.
It is difficult. And you know what, you've got to, again, like when you talk about the judges, it's like fair play, back yourself. And, but it's hard, like when you start getting that kind of, negativity all the time, it's so hard to break through it, even if you're quite a confident person. I think I feel so sorry for people who constantly get that kind of barrage of like hateful comments, because it does, even if you sort of go, no, they're this, that and the other, it does get to you.
Yeah, we've kind of seen it, and probably some people probably think what a hypocrite prick he is because of me saying it, but in the world, because I'll call out big organisations in the construction sector.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, well, stand up and say something then. Give me something back. And like, this is a one-sided conversation. And the reason why I'm not saying this is because you haven't done nothing to help the situation.
Yeah,
and we want some answers, isn't it? So I've had it before. People, I think you're a bit targeting these people. I'm like, well, they hold a shitload of power in our industry, and they should be doing something, because they'd soon take their money off us. You know what I mean? So there's
a balance, isn't there?
Yeah,
it's like
definitely.
holding people accountable.
Yes, you're right.
But I think it's like the thing I struggled with was more like quite toxic DMs, and I sort of was just like, do you know what? I'm gonna just have a bit of
I don't think I've been there yet. The old DM
DMs.
ones. There's probably rousing the DMs.
They know you'd be straight into, I'm like going to screenshot this, it's going to be public.
Oh, yeah, actually, recently, so I've done the video. So that was it, because I'm not rowing it on WhatsApp about this one thing. So I'll just do a video and round all this up and explain the stuff we're rowing about in this thing from a few weeks ago. I won't give it time of day because it's not worth it. But it was because of that. Someone's coming at me. I was like, okay, now. I'm not that academic. I can't write too much back, so I'll talk. Yeah. But on that, so what are the white papers you've done on the tools? Remind me. There was the Women in Construction one. Yeah,
so we started off with the Women in Construction white paper.
Yeah.
Because, it can be really tough out there as a woman in construction. And we wanted to kind of, with anything, and with all of the white papers and with all of the data that we collect on the tools, it's because actually if you understand a problem, it's a lot easier to tackle it. Yeah. And also it helps get attention for an issue. So we started off with the Women on the Tools white paper. We've done tradespeople against tool theft white paper.
Yeah, perfect.
And you've been at the rallies and
I have been at both ends now. My van got broken into 6 weeks ago. Attempted, so you just have the hole in the fucking door.
Yeah. But that's one of the things, isn't it? Like with tool theft, it's not just replacing all the tools, it's the damage to the van.
Well, that was it, because I then had to go get that repaired, and fair play, the guys got involved on the tool group. A number of them come together. I'm going to do a little something about it in the next couple of weeks to say a big thank you to them for everyone who stepped in and helped. They all come and help me out, but then you got to get your van into then, and then I had to get a hire van for a few days. Yeah. It's all money. What some construction workers, and the way that lifestyles are, just can't facilitate. You know what I mean? It's just wrong. I actually went to a little boot sale yesterday as well. I had to find myself looking at all these stands, and it was only a small pop-up one around our way, and it was just little local stuff. But there was one Makita box, and it was like clearly from someone's shed from a long time ago. It just had drill bits in it. Yeah. But even I was like looking at it, I was like, have you got a receipt for this?
Where'd you get that
invoice?
from? Yeah.
It looked like from 1995, so I'll give you that. And it was like an old man there just trying to clear his shed. Yeah. So I let him off. Yeah. He's been released. But yeah, what was so the white paper? So the Women in Construction one looked at pretty much women coming into the sector, women currently in the sector?
Yeah, so there was a big chapter in the Women on the Tools white paper, which was there was a chapter about women thriving in the industry.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really important to definitely to highlight some of the negatives, and we did find, we did find negatives. Obviously, there's 78% of women we found experience discrimination in a few different forms on site, which we drill into in the paper. But we also found it was really important, especially because of the growing skills gap, that we want to encourage more women in. It's really important to show that this industry is for everybody. There's such a variety of roles. There's so many different things, and I even think I'm so tempted. Don't listen, Lee. But I get tempted to go into myself sometimes, because I think I like being hands on. I might do, but I really enjoy the variety, and I think that actually.
What would you pick? Come on, what's your trade?
I think I'd be a plasterer, and I don't know. I've been really inspired
I've seen
by
you plastered. Hey.
My initial thought then was what? And then I was like, okay, yeah. I think I'd do that. But Dee from Politely Plastered. Have you seen it? Oh, so there's she's the Plasterer of the Year from 2024.
Brilliant.
Also, but I don't know if I could do it because I say it funny.
Plasterer. You sound quite posh, actually. You sound like your dad from down here. Plastering, darling. Plastering.
Yeah. But so I think that looks like a good laugh. But then I don't know, because that digging with Dave, I was like, actually, I'm quite keen on this.
We should do it. We should go for a couple of days with Digger Dave.
We should.
Couple of days with Digger Dave.
I think we should take school kids and be like, right, actually see how you enjoy it, versus sitting at a desk, because I think there's a lot more people who would enjoy it and feel a lot of fulfillment from it than they realise.
For all my sins, went to car sales 12 years ago. Had a absolute blinder of 10 months, 11 months of it. Worked for Vauxhall, main dealership.
Nice.
I went to Vauxhall HQ for some lessons on how to learn how to sell cars, and didn't do very well. It was best I stepped away from that sector, because, I wasn't very good at it.
I could see you as a salesperson.
But you have to be, there's a level of morals, moral compass needs to be a little bit lower than a charity man I am.
Yeah.
So, the ruthlessness wasn't really me. Obviously, just get that deal over the line, take the money.
Yeah,
but it was really good. I learned a hell of a lot, and there's still a lot I took from even today, just in general, working with people and in general. But I'd worked in construction. I went away skiing for a few years, done a few seasons away skiing, and when I come back, mate of mine run this big dealership, still does to this day, and he literally says, "Steve, you can talk shit for a living. Come work for us." And I went and went work for them. But then I was like, I finished the car sales, and there was a commercial sales come up, van sales for Ford, actually where you've been before, at Dunton before.
Oh yeah.
And I went for an interview, went for it, smashed it. So I was like talking vans and stuff.
Yeah.
And then and they offered me a job. They said, "Yeah, cool, can you start?" And I felt I'd gone, I'd wait 3 or 4 weeks, because they were doing some, not an apprenticeship thing, but there was a course with it that Ford delivered. It was really good. I thought, this is quite promising. They said it starts in 4 weeks' time. And then a friend of mine, he said, we can put you on garden leave, Steve, and you can keep the car, the company car and the fuel card for a few more weeks. So that happy days. So I done that, and I had a few weeks spare. And then in my time of waiting till I could start, a friend of mine rang me up and said, "Steve, we're doing a big job at a local school. Do you want to help out for a few weeks?" I went, "Yeah, 100%, but cash in hand. I'll come and help you." And I've done 3 or 4 weeks back with them on bigger diggers than I was doing before. And I was like, and we was having such a laugh going to and from work, and just the whole camaraderie of construction. Yeah. And I was just like, I don't want to go back into this car sales, van sales, commercial sales, whatever it is. I don't want to go back into that world. And then, and then I rang up Ford and said, "That it's not going to happen. I'm having too much of a laugh here." I'm not. And that's, I think everyone does. I've got a few mates of mine work in the city, and they were always in the city. And they were always envious of 3 o'clock in the pub on a Friday, having a few beers, and they're like, "I'm stuck in an office till 5. And there's a lot to be said about construction. We're not all silly boys.
No, and I think actually it's like
and girls. Sorry.
But I think it's that it's a debate that keeps going, because it's that, and people call it like banter, and I think banter's become a little bit of like a dirty word. But I think when you call it camaraderie, I think it's that thing.
Another big word. They're all coming out today.
They're all coming out. We're very academic.
It is. It's a high level intelligence, it's like Oxford version of construction podcast.
But I think there is so much to be said for the camaraderie because obviously don't push it over the line. It shouldn't be bullying. It shouldn't be making any one person feel shit. Yeah. But actually, that there's so many pressures in this industry. It is crucial that actually people band together. I mean, it's the thing that gets so many people through the day. And we talking of the white papers, we also did a mental health white paper, which basically was the springboard for Project 7K.
Yep.
And it was kind of a hindrance in some regards in terms of, if people feel like they're being kind of made fun of or that they're like being targeted. But for a lot of people, it's a lifeline because those people on site and those jokes and the laughter and the feeling like you're all really banding together, that's what helps get through all of the crap, really.
We had it going back and it's look about this for segueing when we done the van rally.
The van rally, I know.
Van rally, if
it's
stashed still. It's even held its colour. It's not faded too much.
Yeah.
That reminded me of a chat with Lee, but then other times of going out with the lads and that when we go to jobs and to and from jobs, just in the van, load up three of us, and it is such a huge part of the camaraderie and the laughs and any abuse that comes out of vans from people, I suppose. But it's all just tongue in cheek, and there's just some of my funniest times in construction have been in to and from work in the van, and it's just kind of. And when we done the van rally, so me and Lee chewed the fact we just chewed each other's ear off for 3 days, pretty much. Was and you were in the kids' bus, wasn't you?
I was in the kids' bus
with the boys.
I was in yours and Lee's for a bit.
You popped in for a serious chat.
Popped in for a serious chat, and then I was like, I've had enough now. I literally think it was the next stop.
Got back in the fart wagon.
I did. I literally basically looked at Alex like, let me back in.
It was serious chat going on, but it's unbelievable.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
but the same thing. I think it's a long way. I mean, actually, we were having really serious conversations along the way with some amazing people and some real friends of OnTheTools, like Jimmy Hendry, who I'm such a fan of. He's
I was messaging him yesterday, actually.
He's talking of it, and again, when everyone assumes that if you go into construction, you're not academically minded, you're not intelligent, but you talk to that man for 5 minutes, and you'll see that actually there's so much thought in it.
Yeah, and he's up there, I think, of one of the. If you're going to walk into government and say things need to change, he needs to be alongside you. Because talking to someone who masters his craft and knows the political ins and outs of it, you know what I mean? You can really get. Like, he flew down. He's going to install a show, but he's flying down to Luton. He can come via here, and he come here, stayed here for a night, and then went over to install a show the day after. But the level. I messaged him yesterday actually because there was a house blew up somewhere in the UK this weekend or something like that, and they've arrested a thief. And I was like, "There's some guys been done for like theft or something." I was like, what the hell has gone in to take someone's jewellery and blown the house up or something? And then it turns out, I messaged him within seconds, he messaged back, he's gone in. It was a derelict house and they're stripping the copper out of the pipes. And I was like, but in seconds, this happened. He sent me another article of another one about, they're stealing the pipe, the copper pipe, not realising it was live with gas. Well, not live, it was flowing. What they say, I don't know, electrical term that is, it's live. But the gas was on. So, bosh, there goes the house. But it's unbelievable, some of the stuff. And he's got a real... he's your cabinet when you're the construction prime minister. He's in the cabinet.
He's so sharp. And also, talking of, he's a judge at the OnTheTools Awards.
Oh, he is superb. I did see his post there actually. Popped out there.
He's just grand. I could listen to him.
And he's hugely proud of his. He loves it.
He's just he's just a great person to speak to. Follow him. If talking of LinkedIn, you should follow him.
He had a great story in the podcast talking about when he went to Namibia. Was it Namibia? And it wasn't Namibia, it began with an N, it was in Africa. He spoke about the fact that he went there, but this Namibia was like heavily Dutch, a real Dutch side, so I think they colonised it back in the day. And they, Scotland say I instead of yes. And then, what was it? It was I instead of yes. And then there was, oh, sorry, it's German. Yeah, it's German. German colonised it. And the Germans say ja, and the Scottish say I. And he was trying to teach these Namibian people just the why he says I. And he's like, well, I means yes. And they're like, what do you mean? What, yes, as in, yeah. They're like, yeah, I. And the way he was saying it, we went for dinner, I was crying with laughter. But for someone who's literally been a plumber in the hottest part of the world. He was in the oldest desert in the world, and then worked in the South Pole, in the coldest part of Earth, pretty much. It's just like, anywhere in between, he knows about it. So.
Yeah, and he's got some just like insane pictures of his work. Like when he was just like sent loads of like penguins in a big colony. I just find him really, really interesting.
Go on, who else is up there then? You're kind of your dream team of the tradies who you speak to, not to stitch up too much now.
I can't.
Because they're all going to win awards in a few weeks.
The problem is if I say X, Y, Z, because I don't even right now this moment I don't know who the winners are for the OnTheTools Awards. Watch me literally manage to pick out people, and I go, we knew it was.
Go on, gut the figures. We can replay this on the night.
Yeah, exactly.
See, you get cancelled.
I'm actually going to start taking. bets. I'm going to start fraudulent. I'll be like, who do you reckon's who's the winner going to be, and then I'll just fix it.
I tell you who, in terms of actually someone in terms of passion of the construction sector and shows it in multiple ways. I think I don't know. I speak to him at Super Trowel, and they spoke him away from it. Messaged a couple of times in the inbox. Ash Mahoney and what he does for the bricklaying industry, and I know he won the best award in the Super Trowel. But the way he has his dad involved with it as well, that just like everyone's heart
family
goes for that. And the family fun, he's got his son there as well.
Yeah.
And then, but even when he's like showing his brickwork, he's a hottie. He's mixing up the muck, everything. He's like, and he just breathes the fact that he loves the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So much.
Yeah, I think it meant, and that's the thing with the different winners at Super Trowel. Like you've got to have the kind of. I think that's a nice award to win, right? Because it's like
it's the one.
The quality, it's the quality. So I think if I was looking at somebody to, if I needed a brickie, I'd be like, all right, that's the one I'm really for.
His portfolio a world of good.
Yeah. And again, like just a really, really lovely guy. Like he's one of those people who you feel like when they see you, you're genuinely like, oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And people who've got that warmth about them, and I think that you get that with trades so much more than in any other industry.
I like to say I'm a good judge of person, and it's probably the first time I really spoke to him. I only spoke to him a handful of times, but I like him from it. But we had 2 minutes we had 2 or 3 minutes messing about on the tee before we teed off on the golf day. The pointy plumber.
Oh my gosh, he's just so the energy. And also shout out to Pointy because putting the tent down so we were at Fix Fest the other day and he did
a great job of that, didn't he?
He did a great job, he did loads of stories. I was just in awe watching. He did like so many just one take wonders as well. Superb. Just give him the mic and he just off he goes.
Yeah.
But it was absolutely tipping it down. He had a VIP pass and he could have and he was done for the day and he could have just gone. And he stood in the rain and helped me and my colleague Bex take down the gazebo, put everything in my car.
That's a good guy.
And he's just a legend.
I can't remember what we've even done now, but he's got the video of it. But it was along there. Can I get a hell yeah? When someone was teeing off, but when you belly laugh like you're a kid again, you go, good person. I like that. So I've got a lot of time for that.
Really
and I haven't mentioned much, but I'll pin him down at the awards. But
he's going to be he's around and about the awards doing some presenting.
Is
stuff,
it cool?
He's and again he exemplifies that fun, right, that you get on site. That when it was raining, I had a really long day driving, and it was raining and it was cold and I had loads to do, and actually just should have been a nightmare, but stood in the rain laughing and not even being able to see, because then I'm like getting that's the kind of person that's so fun to work with and makes the industry what it is, really.
Fair play. Awards gonna be, I suppose we'll see a bit of the Lost City there, will we?
Definitely. So we're gonna really be pushing more fundraising and watch this space, because in January I think, this, like everyone kind of recommits to goals in January, right, especially around their own fitness. So we're going to be in January doing a lot more with fundraising for Lost City.
Cool.
But right now, one of the main goals is actually trying to get people to not see therapy as something that's lying on a couch and talking about, like, when I was 5, this happened. It's not about that. And I think I'm so passionate about it, because for me personally, I went through, I felt like I lost myself at some point in the last couple of years. I needed therapy. I actually genuinely, to get me back on track, I needed it. Thankfully for me, I had the means to get it.
Yeah.
But for people in construction, and there's financial pressures enough anyway.
Yeah.
It's something that's not available. What we obviously want to do with the Lost City is make it available, but also take away the fear of it, because it is intimidating and you don't quite know what you're going to get. But actually, there's so many different forms of therapy, and I think, especially obviously, we work with you and Band of Builders to kind of provide that. For any single person in this industry could come and have access. It's a one-stop shop. It doesn't matter if you've got, and I mean, you could talk about this all day, but it doesn't matter if there's mental health first aiders on the site you're on. It doesn't matter if you're a lone worker. It doesn't matter what, where you come from in this industry. Well, even if you're not a real trade, like a ground worker, apparently.
We're harder than trades.
But whoever you are, you can come and you can access therapy, because it can save your life.
And when you look at therapy, how many people have got a bad back and have never actually gone to a physio as well? We talked about this the other day. Like, why don't people go use these therapists in mental? I'm like, who you do it if you had a bad back? And I start thinking, like, I know so many construction workers who are in pain, and we still only need to think for physical health, let alone getting the mental health. But again, because if we have to do it, we have to do it on our own time. Yeah. And that own time is family time. And that time costs money, and it's going to cost me 50 quid for an hour. That's fucking fortune. I ain't doing that.
And I think as well though, because of the perception of tradespeople from like kind of wider society, I think there is a real lack of trust. Yeah, massively. I think you don't necessarily trust medical professionals. So talking about like getting your you need something doing with your back. Yep. I don't think you feel like necessarily tradespeople don't always relate to those external roles. So, they're like, what can a therapist who's like, they'll see him as like very, suit and tie and like,
sit on the couch and
sit on the couch. That's that sort of, that doesn't relate to my world. Whereas actually, the people that you're working with and some of the therapists that are on offer, like they get tradespepeople, right? Like, I mean, you could talk more on that. Like,
there were the 30 people we had and we took to a retreat last month. There was 50. It was 50-50, I think. Might even lent towards more women there. Because we do everything for everybody. We're 50-50 down the middle. Here we make sure it's equals. And it worked really well. And it was because a few of the girls literally who support us in the 100 Club, like yourselves, they said that, what are you going to do for the women? Come on, because you keep doing sports. And I understand that men jump forward to sport more than they do the women. That's fair enough. So Katie, who works with us now, was like, oh, hold this. I've got this one. We're doing a retreat. Yeah. And we got literally half and half guys and girls literally lay down at this at this retreat place in the middle of the countryside, and we had this breathwork specialist come in for an hour, and it was unbelievable. I've done breathwork before, but this was a lot deeper than that, and it was unbelievable. And even like the two rail engineers there, they were like, I was sceptical about this, and after like 20 minutes I kind of felt tingliness in my arms, and I realised something's happening to my body. And then like an hour later, before we even knew an hour was up, they were sold. They were like, they want to come back now, so we're doing it again. I'll get the date over to you actually. Do. October 24th or something, a few days before your show. But with that, and then we also had Wes, who's a crane. He's a big man in the crane world. He's absolute diamond of a guy. Just one of the guys off the ground. I say off the ground. He's a crane operator, so he's up in the sky. But he was like, Steve, within 10 minutes, the ground was swallowing me up. I was thinking, what's going on? He's like tripping with it. And he loved it. And the ice bath, he's gone out and bought an ice bath since.
I'm a convert.
Yeah, see? It's game, isn't it?
First ever ice bath was, the construction sport ice skip. Yeah. I felt, for the rest of the day, I felt genuinely like euphoric. Yeah. Like it's so odd, like, because physically your skin, like, you feel like you're kind of glowing, don't you, when you get out? It's an odd feeling. Red. Yeah. And you feel like you're giving off it, considering you've just been so cold, you feel like you're giving off heat. Yeah. But then just the rest of the day, and because I'd heard Danny Madden. I've been on a couple of panels with him at Installer, and he talked about it and the kind of physical effects. And then also he said, if that's the hard, I start my day like that, and it's going to be the hardest part of my day. Yeah. Like, it's like you put yourself through that challenge, and then you can face the rest of it. Yeah. And tradespeople are on there. They're tough. They're resilient. Yeah. But that's also sometimes why they don't want to admit that maybe they do need therapy. Yeah. They don't need a doctor. But oh my gosh, I felt
game changer.
Oh, I felt like so awake, so like ready for it.
I slept like a baby that first night, the night of that one. Yeah, I got in there. It was cold. That was a cold one. Also, we've done a few. That was probably that felt like the coldest one I've ever done. I think it was because it was a small steel box that we got in as well. That metal, it was just so cold.
It was every time, like, I kind of felt all right, but after a bit, and you were numb. I could sort of see the ice cubes hitting me, and I didn't. But there was a great picture you got as well, where I look like it's the easiest thing in the world. I'm laid back, like, this is great. I could do this all day.
100%. But the Project 7K then. So talk us through your day, well, from your views. I've always spoken about mine a lot. Where was you when Project 7K? If I stitch you up here, I was off sick that day.
No.
Where was you based? Was you down in London with me?
No.
Was you? No.
So Project 7K. So I'll do like a mini. If people haven't seen Project 7K,
what is it? What it's about?
Yeah. So Project 7K, the Lost City. It's we talk about the data and talk about the white papers we've done.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you see those numbers, it's hard to understand the actual scale that we're facing.
Yep.
And when we look at the number of people we've lost in construction, and we saw like it's about 7,000 according to ONS statistics over the last decade, which we won't get into because you and I both feel like that's a very conservative number, to be honest with you. But when we looked at that data, it's staggering, but it's hard to put into perspective, right? So that number of people over that length of time could have built a city the size of Cardiff.
Yeah.
And when you start thinking about that in actuality, it's a huge bustling city and there's so much life in it. And if you think about all of the things that we're missing, not just even from the kind of personal stories, like it's so hard obviously for the families and for the friends and everybody left behind, but also as a collective, as a community, look at all of the things that we could have had. And I think this is the way that you appeal to government. It's the way that you appeal to the bigger bosses, because it's like also there's a physical loss here. This is what we could have seen. So that's why we did it. We wanted to give it anchor it in something real,
a visual,
and be like, this doesn't just affect construction. This is for everyone. This is your hospitals, it's your schools, it's your roads, it's your house if it floods. So that's where it came from. And
it's almost video in that now. Again, if it all shut down, what happens in the country, innit?
Yeah.
You almost go to all of those programs. There are some films about it, when everyone just stops and the world comes to a halt.
Yeah.
Not sure if we've got Hollywood budget yet. But
but for us, it was so important to kind of actualize it and make it real, because it is real. It's happening, and we talk about things like the skills gap, and people are like, oh yeah, it's really bad. We need loads of people, but it's like, bam, look, this is a real, solid, tangible thing that you can see. It's not just numbers.
Half of the numbers that are here now, aren't it? Yeah, because this is the thing. We want more workers. And I've said this for years, and it was in the Women in Construction movement. So I remember, it's actually when I first met Danny Clark, actually, I stood up and just said that I think it's wrong for us to be pushing to get more people in it, women in general, but even guys, and whatever you identify as, it's wrong that we're pushing to get as many people into this sector. And like, why is that? Because the amount of us are killing ourselves is record numbers across most sectors, or if not is the one, number one. I know farming's up there as well, but in terms of mass numbers, our industry isn't set up to look after people properly. So it's surely a duty of care there. So let's fix what's going on first, and then rebuild, pardon the pun.
No, 100%. And it's like, you've got to look after the people who are in the sector, to one, stop people leaving, to stop people taking their own lives. And make it a better place for everyone to, and because you've also got to make it more attractive.
Yeah.
But I think when we kind of look at the state of the industry, it's more complex.
Yeah. And
we've already been chatting that there's so little nuance in things nowadays. Sometimes it's like, actually there's a lot of grey areas, and it's like there's not one solution fits all for the mental health crisis in construction, but you can introduce things like, oh, we've got mental health first aiders on site. Yeah. If you're a lone worker, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
If and also it's really difficult to talk if you in changing jobs a lot. It doesn't help. Like, if you're not on the same job from one week to the next, you've not got a solid kind of person to speak to. Mm. What we wanted was that one-stop shop where it's like, I know I can come here, I can request help, and I can get it.
Yeah.
And that's what the Lost City ended up being all about.
Yep.
But yeah, but I think it fits so well with construction sport because also I'm such a big believer in exercise and movement being a key. I think there's the one side of it's the therapy, but one side of it is that movement, and that's why I'm so pleased to have you on board.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It's we talk about things like the rally and
so I remember speaking to Lee because this was like 7 months before that, 6-7 months before. When Lee was like, "We've had something come through. It's like NDA stuff," and I was like, "Go on then, what is it?" I'm signing nothing, but go on, tell me. And he didn't say it first, but then like 12 hours into this journey, he's like, "Oh fuck, I'll tell you now. Make more conversation." And he said, "I think something could come off with this city. How are we going to do it?" And I was like, "Well, this is pretty cool." But yeah, then when he said that he wants to partner with us, being 50-50 of Banter Builders, it was like amazing stuff. For us, it was like, we've been accepted and our message is getting through, isn't it? Because that's what I say to so many people. There was a big football event the weekend, wasn't there, in a lot of the trades were doing.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing. Someone said, "Is that you guys?" I was like, "No." I said, "But we aren't in charge of every bit of sport and exercise in construction. We don't do that."
Yeah.
But if we can just, with our audience of people who do it, if people can feel motivated and inspired, but giving them a bit of fuel to go, I might go and do a bit of a kickabout to help themselves, then we're kind of winning really, because I say it's that ripple effect of telling everybody that if we all get out and just stretch our legs and just we get something built back as well. But when we stripped it down to that, what is it, what we're doing, why people like it, it wasn't even such a sport, it was just the community that it builds. If you guys would know it, on the tools of the community, but like people coming together. If you can create something where people come together positively, it's a win-win for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we have seen that actually, because I've said to you already, I think, but we've had, up until last Christmas, we'd had 4 cases of individual people coming to us who needed emergency support. And since Christmas to now, pretty much off the back of the Lost City launch as well, we've had 11 people this year alone. So we've tripled this year, more than what we have the previous 4 years in terms of actual people that we've been able to support. And it all comes obviously at a cost. But we with your love and support of OTT, and I thank you very much, because it seems it's working. It is working.
Yeah, and I think the next step is make people feel like it is for them. It is accessible to them. It's not a scary thing to uptake, because it's such a high pressure job. There's so many different factors in everybody's lives that actually it's like it's so needed. Like just if you need to speak to somebody, but also I think that's the other thing. Like, if you don't want to talk to a therapist, but actually, you can use a text line. You can get involved with one of the construction sport events. It was bringing, again, like with you and Band of Builders, it's like we're all pulling together to the same thing, and it's all about helping people. We've
got our new alert. I'll tell you actually after this. I'll show you our new alert platform as well, actually. So that can be put as part of people want to get in touch with construction sport. They can message us through. Band of Builders got their tech service, but we've just got our kind of equivalent of what we've done. We've built one in-house for it to get the messages through. And we would want to know where people, if anyone's got any problems with the sector, more the infrastructure world, where I'm from, but if people got problems with certain way things have been done, let us know and we'll raise concerns to the powers that be from our end, really. We've had a lot of that over the last year reported to us through WhatsApp messages and stuff like that. And you guys would get it. And when you've got all these people coming through for different... I got it where our job is basically around mental health and suicide plays a big factor. I was like, I fear we'd miss Twitter one day and we've missed a fucking worst case scenario. So like, we need to find a way of diverting all this stuff into one central hub where we don't miss anything. So that is pretty much what we've built at the moment. So it's quite cool. We're going out into the field. I think this week I might be able to get out a little bit. I actually am going out because I'm going to Manchester this week.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm going to Manchester this week.
Look at that. Wow. We've got the CITB Top 100 Influential Women in Construction Awards. Small title at the top.
I was one of the winners last year,
Did you? Did you win it?
I'm one of the top 100 from 2024.
Wow.
And I was one of the ally.
You got a tattoo at 100.
I actually, do you know what I would do?
Cross your knuckles.
Yeah,
top 100. It's just from 3 knuckles. You'll fit him around here then.
But it was a great night, really great night. And do you know what? Like, there's so many people.
I've not been to this one before.
It is. Yeah, it's really nice. And so gonna be presenting an award this year.
Presenting award. Do you know what award it is?
Yes, it's the designer one. So I'm excited for that. Cool. And it's something that obviously we've been at for the last few years. And I'm really, really glad to be sponsoring it this year through OnTheTools. But yeah, I've got my ally trophy on my desk. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it.
Superb.
But also because people call me, not many people, not in this. No one started doing this. But some people call me Ali because they know it annoys me. And so it's like
noted.
Got the Ali award. I don't know why I'm giving you some fuel there, but
I won't do it to you.
it's because I get emails all the time being like, "Hi, Alison," and I come back, I'm like, "Thanks, Alice." Right, it's not Alice isn't
I never
short for
thought it was
Alison. It's
Yeah.
not short for Alison, but people just keep insisting on calling
It's not
me
Alison in Wonderland, is it?
No, exactly. But it's more as in anyone now who's called me Alison. This isn't a direct dig at you. This is multiple.
Sort it out.
But it's like daily. I guess.
Check yourself. We are going to be there because we are the charity of the evening.
Charity of the year.
Construction sport. So we get to go on
We should do a
stage.
jingle. Have you got a construction sport jingle?
The Jet 2 thing. Is that our jingle? The Jet 2 podcast.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Have you seen that one of that? We've
Yeah,
done it.
what the trend?
No, we went above it. We took
did
over the
you?
trend. It didn't really trend, but
Oh, okay.
yeah,
No, I
nothing
haven't
beats the
seen it.
construction sport podcast. Go into and he've done. Will spent like hard hours of his. Actually, I think he'd done hours of his work hours in his own time. But he's up a very good jingle promoting the construction
With
sport
the Jess
podcast.
Limerick.
Yeah, yeah. My missus did like it all because she's like, I don't like this. I want to go on holiday for positive things, and there's just people tarnishing everything.
Oh.
So it's funny though, isn't it?
Yeah,
good.
it's
But
good.
have we missed anything? Well, we've done pretty well, haven't we? I think nipped onto
so.
everything. So Lost City, come January, there's gonna be some more, and boom, we're
Yeah.
gonna see about it. I kind of know a few things in the background I won't let on yet.
Yeah.
But we are ready for it.
I mean, what's the only thing I'd like kind of ask is like, what do you think needs to? Because obviously our goals with the Lost City are we want to raise more money so we can give even more therapy, and you know it's like for us that's simple. But then what will it take to get tradespeople to seek help? I suppose where they need it.
Our one with it is like is normalising it as we are pushing to, and it is helping, and things are coming through. But again, the way society looks at it, I think that's why a lot of people are so standoffish with it, because society looks at it and we are just these peasants on the ground who work through anything. We'll get through it.
Yeah.
All this, it is negative. And I've said before, look at the 2 fire brigade firefighters literally lose their life in the job. Your way, wasn't it? Oxford Way or Reading? It's one of the other. I always get this wrong. Disrespectful, get them, sorry. But 2 people in the fire brigade lose their life, a guy and a girl. It hits every newspaper tabloid. It hits national news.
Yeah.
All that. Construction, we have people getting killed on site at the moment. It doesn't even make our own news, let alone national news. You know what I mean? So we've got one up the road from us, never went out. And I know it, and we're speaking to them at the moment. We had another one in West London, Mace Project, someone got killed and it didn't go out. I moaned about it on LinkedIn, and actually the day after it come out. So I'm hoping I played some role. I think I might. It doesn't really matter actually. Hoping or not hoping, but the important thing, it come out. And my theory is that we need to be recognised, and society and the powers that be in our sector need to wake up and support us, because I firsthand know the struggles. Like I typed in online the other day how much the construction invested into net zero, like billions of pounds. So much money's gone into that net zero. Whether it can be achieved or not, it's yet to be confirmed and keeps getting put back. Yeah, it's now I think 3050. They think it might work. It just goes back. So like the money been pumped into that, and rightly so. I get the reasons for it, and I'm not against that. If you put in how much money has been pumped into construction, mental health, it comes up with X amount went to mental health, first aid. And okay, how's that gone? Statistics are worse.
Yeah.
Fouled.
How are you supporting lone workers?
0 has been invested into construction mental health. You've got the Leadership Council now and their Tier 1 health and safety leader group, when working with Mates in Mind, they are pushing to have more done at little expense. They want to do as much as they can without actually putting a pound in. They rely on volunteers to do it, and it's just
And it's
wrong.
what's the impact on the volunteers as well, because actually I think that, and you've spoken about this, and I kind of we've spoken before about your own mental health journey.
Yeah.
I've had my own. I've touched on needing therapy. I really needed the therapy to get through. But it's taxing to speak about.
It's not a subject for volunteers. Yeah, sorry.
It's just if you're talking about it day in, day out, and as a volunteer, you're dealing with other people's issues and having those conversations. Where's the support as well for the volunteers? Because is draining, and actually it has a big effect. If you're constantly having these conversations and you're dealing with these scenarios, you need support back too.
I sat down with a gentleman, you might know this. I sat down with a gentleman, done a podcast a few years ago, not this podcast, Back of the Van podcast. Spoke to him, had quite a lot in common. We lived in the same area. We met on HS2 on the project. We're doing an event. It was only 6 months, and he's a volunteer. He set up a volunteer for a big organisation out there. I won't get into the naming names, but he's done what he's done. He set up 3 different bases. I spoke the videos on our YouTube still. I'm not one to share it about, not that. But the message there, and it's clear. He was happy-go-lucky, lovely guy, volunteers doing this role all day, every day. And 6 months later, I'd book an event with a load of guys from construction, and one of them said, "Do you hear about what's his name?" I said, "No." I said, "You've done a podcast?" Him, "Yeah." I said, "What about him?" He said, "He took his own life a few weeks ago." And he just like, but I was talking to him in his volunteer role, and he's like fixed and healthy and pushing on. But everyone's in this subject who loves it and is passionate about it are all still quite vulnerable in a way that
100%.
we need to be aware that we can't just keep on taking. Look at poor old Ricky Hatton the weekend as well. He's been very open with it, but. Yeah, it's so much to a volunteer role. And that's the thing. I don't think the industry, again, accountability is my big thing with the sector, is like, let's put our hands up, say, look, not enough's been done.
Yeah.
Nothing's been invested into it.
Yeah.
Too many's happened. But it troubles the bottom line and commitments from big shareholding companies. So these companies are so big. The last thing they want to worry about is damaging that bottom line. You know what I mean? And nobody wants people to kill themselves. I get that. But if you've got the power that you have at that level, you could do something.
And even with withdrawing some of the pressure, I've heard, and again, I won't name names, but there's a kind of, with the sort of, when there's sort of, can't talk, when you've got people who are being subcontracted, so you have your massive tier ones, and then they'll subcontract, and they'll subcontract, and they'll subcontract. And then those people at the bottom, I've heard it before and too many times, we've just got to wait it out. To pay them because you know that they're going to fold and you don't have to pay them. It's disgusting behaviour, and it's like you can say, "Oh no, we don't want any death in the industry. We don't want, oh, this is awful." And you can do lip service. You can even get your mental health first aiders in, but ultimately, you're putting the amount of financial pressure then you're putting on real people, just waiting for them to fold.
We know. I've got a good friend who passed away a few years ago in construction. The company's held out because they knew he was unwell, didn't pay him. They knew he was on his last legs as such, and they didn't pay him.
Shocking. That for me is morally reprehensible.
Beyond it, isn't it? It's just, and there's things going on all day, every day. Like, there's not much that surprises us now, but I always, the people on the ground, we're doing everything as a community and groups, as we all are, to really help that. Yeah. But we need to be lifted now by the powers that be to go, bosh, you know what I mean? Like, look at the military, the blue light services, even the normal day-to-day jobs like banking or finance or whatever you do, you've all got big HR departments that look after you when you're employed. Our industry doesn't have that. We're very different.
And you mentioned the firefighters. I would raise as well, we've talked about education, but the head teacher who unfortunately took her own life because, the pressures from Ofsted. And that was acted on so quickly. Immediate changes were made at a fundamental level with Ofsted. It can be done.
And an interesting thing with it as well, HSC pushed on that because I've done a lot of homework on it. Ofsted changed. Morals, obviously, they've done what they've can. HSC didn't change. The HSC didn't take any accountability to the fact that they don't focus, because Ruth Perry's, the Professor Sarah Walters, who's researched that and done a lot of work into it, at Leeds University, I've spoken to her a few times. She's really pushing for the Riddle thing, for to be literally for HSC to take it into account. And they won't.
Again, when we talk about the numbers and how accurate some of the numbers are as well.
Yeah, it's just mad how no matter what you do on a building site with regard to suicide, you could take your own life, no matter how bullied you are or victimised or denied pay and all that. The second you take your own life, whether it's on the job, in front of people, or away from the job, it still gets put down as a personal issue, not a workplace issue. So HSC doesn't get involved. So companies don't get held accountable. Like, whether they should or shouldn't, it's not for me. Every case is different. But we're now spending. That is where we just need to upset whatever we need to do to interfere with that. You know what I mean? So change that.
I genuinely do believe that only sometimes fines or financial, stick, not carrot, is the way to get big companies, especially the tier ones, to change, because unless they've got a consequence, we've seen it's just going to keep happening. People won't put anything in place, or aside from, you know, sticking plaster things. It's ultimately the way it's a kind of it's negligence.
Yeah. And people shouldn't be scared of it either, I don't think, because I think companies go, well, we can be held accountable, we can be fined loads of money. It's like, yes, okay, what do we need to do to not get fined like that?
Yeah.
Support your workforce. How do we do that?
Yeah.
Evidence that you're doing stuff. Put systems in place and evidence it that you're doing stuff. Well, I really don't want it to go down a route of it where we create a lot of the accreditations in construction are all just tick box, 100%. And you've got consultants out there who literally help companies get through this stuff to make sure they get it. So there's not much evidence-based, really. But I'm like, get these companies to evidence-based it. Go on, visit their sites and speak to their staff and see what those people say about the company they work for. That'll tell you if it's a good place to work or not. But we'll fix it, Alice. Me and you, single-handedly, we'll get it sorted.
I reckon so.
Yeah, easy peasy. Thanks a million for coming down. You've had a little journey down.
It was worth it. I've listened. I've got history to go and look at now.
You have now.
I've got a tour.
Yeah.
A magical mystery tour.
We're going to take you over there. What's the time? 1 o'clock. You can get back on the road in no time. You'll be home by 5 if you're lucky. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for everything you do on the tools. Thank you everything you do personally for the community of construction, for all of us through the white papers, for all that jazz in your senior role.
It's just so senior.
I look forward to seeing you on Thursday.
Yes, I will see you.
We can go with Will's going to the shop in a minute, get his suit. He's got to go over there.
Oh.
He's like first day at school. He's got to get his fit for a suit.
Get some orange suits. Get some construction sport orange suits. You could do it. Look really, really good and classy.
Not selling it there.
I can't say it with conviction. But let that be. Do you know though? At least I can. You know when I'm being genuine, because I'm like, look great.
Alex has got his one. As Will he's going to put the invoice into us today, because I bought your suit, didn't you? We got that a few years ago.
Actually,
yeah, keep it quiet.
Oh.
But he's planning on renting one. He doesn't want to buy one.
Fair play. He's got to have a white one.
Tell him he needs to wear tails.
Yes.
Tell him it's a top hat event.
Top hat.
He needs to wear a top hat.
He'd probably be game for that, wouldn't he? And then we'll see you at the OnTheTools Awards.
At the OnTheTools
We've got a big
Awards.
rugby down the 19th of October, actually. November the 19th.
Ooh.
Big sit down dinner.
Oh,
2 rugby matches beforehand at Saracens Rugby Stadium. Bit of an end of year do for us. / Christmas is coming.
Christmas is here. Yeah, okay. Give us the dates. Let's have a look.
Happy
and I think
days.
I do think we should do an OnTheTools construction sport Banter Builders style. Like, I don't know what it should be though, right?
Dream teams.
Because I feel like I get aggressive when I play sport. I don't mean to. Something comes out of me. I'm competitive.
Yeah.
So it needs to be something where that's acceptable. Because I don't want to show the work. Well, maybe.
Mixed martial arts.
Yeah, we could. I don't want to I feel like I'm quite placid normally, but when I start playing sport, I'm a different person. Yeah.
We'll figure out one way of doing it. We could play chess. That's about all we can do. I could go off. Could kick off at any point.
You and me playing chess. We'd last about 20 seconds, I think.
I'm all right, chess.
Are you?
Talk for yourself.
I can't sit down. I'm not saying that you
my
can't.
boy's taught. My 7-year-old literally taught me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not even about the ability to do it. It's more that I'm just like, I'll be like, right, I need to do something now.
We could do human chess.
Human chess. Oh.
Massive balls in each person. And then you've got your trades.
Yeah.
Instead of your pieces. The king is obviously a ground worker.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Everyone's going to argue about what it was what.
The king and queen are ground workers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's the pawns? Who should we piss off? Who's worthless and worth sacrificing at any point?
I was going to come out with one there, then you said worthless. I was like, no, it's not. No.
Who's worthless and worth sacrificing at the immediate?
On the tools
I'm not
says
even going to answer
trade.
it.
No. Not.
Sparky's. Happy days. Thanks a million. Safe travels.
Thank you for having me.
Monch too.
I think we've had a very academic chat all in.
We have.
Yes.
This is like revision. For anyone wanting to get into construction, this is your revision podcast.
Yeah.